friends, this is Kristen from the Pros and Cons team, and today I'm really excited to talk to you about the pros and cons of working while going to school. To start off, I didn't qualify for FAFSA. I didn't get my parents didn't pay for my schooling, which is totally fine. And I had scholarships, but they covered my first semester, and so the rest of the time I worked. So to start off with the pros, I was able to get my bachelor's without going into any debt. And it was hard, but it was super worth it, and I loved graduating without any debt. And I know not everybody can do that, but it can minimize your debt a lot by just being frugal and working while going to school. Another great thing is I learned how not to procrastinate. I had learned this skill in high school, but wow, it was put to the test while getting my degree because every ounce of time I felt like I was sleeping, running and getting like I had a wrap, ate, and then it was like just trying as hard as I could to get done as much homework as I could. I really learned how to not procrastinate because I was like, I don't know when I'm gonna get any more time. Another thing is I learned how to multitask. So I worked landscaping, doing a lot of lawn mowing, and I would record myself sometimes for a test of things I needed to remember and listen to it while I was on the lawnmower, and it was good. It was really annoying. Or I would go and get an audiobook for the book that I needed to listen to, and I'd listen to that while I was on the lawnmower. So rather than going and reading the book, I just had to learn how to multitask because I needed as much time as I could get. Another thing is it made me value schooling more. I feel like sometimes when parents pay for schooling, especially, there's not as much value in the schooling. Like it's almost taken for granted. It's like, yes, I got like my degree, and my degree took sweat, tears, and so much to get that degree. Whereas when parents pay, sometimes, not all the time, but it's not really as appreciated because it's like, oh, like I can just spend all this money and I don't need to be frugal, and I really don't care if I fail this class because my parents will for me to retake it. So that's something else. Another thing that is really great is it is preparing you for life and a resume. I think sometimes schools lack giving the social experience of like what the workplace is like. So to get a job and be working it during school, you learn some valuable skills. You get some good references. It's nice to have an employer that can write you a letter of recommendation for your job once you graduate, because usually when you're doing a job during college, they're not expecting it to become your lifetime job. So if you have a good relationship with the person that is employing you, you can ask for a letter of recommendation when you leave, and that's a really nice way to get into your next job. Okay, moving on to the cons. It is so stressful. There were so many times where I was just overwhelmed. And I am a little bit of a perfectionist. I got a 4.0 in high school, and I never got below a B in college. So maybe that added more to the stress. But I was like, okay, I need to do this. But it was really good because it helped me actually to let go of being a perfectionist as much, if you are that person that's a perfectionist, because I was like, I can't. If I wasn't working, I could probably get straight A's. But I'm working like sometimes 40 hours a week. I am doing the best I can. Like I can only study so much. There are only so many hours in the day. I need to sleep. So that was something that was good for me. But it can also be like if you want those straight A's, it can be kind of hard with that. Another con to working while going to school is you miss out on some social life activities. I had to really be careful with how I use my time, and also I would like schedule myself super super fine that a lot of times social activities were out the window. I didn't go to a lot of social events, and that's something I did miss out on, and I definitely If it was late at night, I was out. Like, I was like, I'm tired. I'm working and doing school. Another thing is there was a semester that I did like one class because I just needed to save up money and I didn't want to take out a loan. So you can maybe have some of those semesters where you're not going to get through school as fast because you're just trying to save enough money to make it through schooling. Another con is it can lead to mental mental illness, anxiety, and stuff like that, just because you are so worked. Like, you have so much on your plate, and if you're one of those people that like needs time away from schoolwork and work, um, and I think most people should have some. I was probably not doing it very helpfully, but like it can be really draining on your mental health because it's just you are plowing through stuff and it is so fast paced, because fast paced, like that sounds like I didn't say that right, but I think that can be something that is really hard working while going to school. So these are some of the pros and cons that I have thought of. There are additional pros and cons that you can find, and it's linked in the description below. And if you have any pros and cons that you would like to add to my list, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I hope you have a great day. Bye.